You got challenges that you're going to run across.
In actuality, I was working with special teams. So I got a chance. That's how I got a chance to work with, the offensive guys and defensive guys like Nick Chubb and those guys and Denzel Ward. But when I could, I tried to spend as much time around the defensive guys. I would try to help them out on the field if they needed things done, that type of stuff. But really kind of seemed like I got to know him a little bit more when he became the interim head coach, because then he had to interact with the whole coaching staff and staff meetings and stuff like that. And I actually thought he did a good job as the interim head coach. He's one of those guys that I think coaches are different. Some coaches have certain styles. Some coaches are just themselves. I really feel like Coach Williams, he could kind of be who he thought he needed to be for whoever he's coaching. Like, he was one of those guys that it seemed like he tried to get the whole defense at times to be against him in order for them to come together.
I got you.
Okay. That's just kind of, something I kind of saw.
That's a mental strategy.
I thought it was very interesting. I really paid attention to it. But then when he became the head coach, the interim head coach, I felt like he changed and he tried to be what the team needed him to be. And I thought he did a good job of that. I was actually impressed with, how he was able to change for the different roles.
Speaking of bounty hunter, I skipped this one. I know when you at the Redskins, you got 2 penalties for head hunting. What were those two? You remember, one was a quarterback, I remember, on the goal line or something, and then it was another one. And this was before, they started really looking at the concussion thing and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But I know you got 2 penalties for, I don't know, it was 2 separate games. I remember that. I know you remember those.
Yeah, I can remember it because, I'm $20,000 less.
I was about to ask you that. I thought, does some teams pay the fines for the players and some teams don't?
It depends on what the fine is. Like those situations, they don't. If it was something they felt like,
can you do a payment plan?
No. They just go ahead and get it. Go ahead and get it.
Okay.
But actually, both situations, I wasn't trying to hit those guys in the head. It was a situation. The quarterback actually was taller than me. I'm blitzing right up the middle.
Do you remember who the quarterback was?
Say again?
Do you remember who the quarterback was?
It was actually Charlie Batch. He was playing for Detroit. And I was blitzing right up the middle.
Why you want to do Charlie Batch like that?
Say again?
Why you want to do Charlie Batch like that, man?
No. I mean, I'm going to sack the quarterback. He's taller than me. And so I'm going to hit him square in the chest. And at the last minute, he ducks and my helmet hits his helmet. So a lot of that stuff happens so fast, man. That's why, I kind of hate when they rewind it and go in slow motion. It's like the game's not played in slow motion. Trust me, I'm not like a samurai warrior where I can slow everything down and, I'm going to hit him too high. I got to get low. It's like you take off and you get about a yard or two away, and now you've got an aiming point that you're trying to get to. So if a guy ducks or turns a certain way, you're going to hit him in a different position.
10, the quarterback rating of 17.5, and he gets sacked again. Sam Shade. 5 sacks for the Redskins. Sam Shade on the safety blitz. Sends Ferrant right into the shadows.
For me as a coach, what we talk about is, we talk about that there's a strike zone on a guy that we try to keep guys under. And obviously, the big thing for us is keeping guys under, the underarm, like keeping you down in this area. So that's what I try to do as a coach. But I do realize the game is played, man, it's played very fast by talented athletes.
What was the other one?
The other one, it was a tight end in Jacksonville. We're playing Jacksonville, and this tight end, he's going down the middle of the field, and I'm in cover 2 where I'm outside, and I see that they're going to throw the ball to him down the field. So I'm running towards him. He's got his back to me, and I'm basically going to make a tackle by hitting him in the back to make the tackle. And then at the last minute, the ball's thrown behind him. So he spins toward me. And, you know, like I said, once you're about a yard or two away, you've got your strike zone, and it changed on me.
Here's Brunell ducking under and taken down by Sam Shade on a safety blitz.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
And that's another little piece of money they took out your check too, huh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was – both of those cost me $10,000. Both of them cost me 10. And you know, the funny thing about that at that time, what I thought was just hilarious to me, was that they would let you appeal the fines. So they would say, okay, you can appeal it.
So you're just stretching it out, but they eventually get the money.
Yeah. So like, well, basically the problem I had with the appeal was there was one person back in New York with the league office that's looking at the film, and he's sending out the fines. Well, when I'm appealing, I'm talking to that one person. It's not like there's a jury. Wrong. Yeah. There's no jury of your peers. There's you know. So I'm like, this is a joke. Like, yeah. I mean, I'm getting it's an appeal, but the guy already made his mind up.
They made his mind up. He's not gonna go back and say, "Oh, you right."
Exactly. So, you know, I thought that was just kind of a funny deal right there.
So with Miles, what teams are you all playing? What division are you in?
We're Division II football. We play in the SIAC. That's the conference that we play in. And we've got 12 teams in that conference that play football. And we're an HBCU conference. We've got obviously ourselves. We've got teams like Morehouse College, Clark Atlanta. You've got Lane College. You've got Edward Waters, Fort Valley State, Albany State. There is
Savannah State. Is Savannah State in there?
Savannah State, Allen University, Benedict, Tuskegee, Central State. It's actually a really good conference. Like I said, we've got 12 teams, and actually this year, you know, had one team make the playoffs, the Division II playoffs. Thought we should have had two teams make the playoffs, but it's a very competitive conference. You've had guys from there've been guys that come out of this conference and go on and play in NFL. Guys like Shannon Sharp playing at Savannah State.
With Tyrone Poole?
Say again?
Tyrone Poole? Then he played?
Was it Fort Valley or Albany State?
Yeah, Fort Valley State or Albany. One of I think it was
Tyrone Poole, Fort Valley. Jacoby Jones played at Lane College, which is in our conference. I don't know if you remember him. Big time kick returner, wide receiver. Oh yeah. And you know, I can go on with some of the guys that have played at some of these. Hugh Douglas played at Central State up in Ohio. I mean, just a lot of guys, man. I'd be naming them all night if I keep naming them. So
you got challenges that you're going to run across.
Make sure that you like and subscribe and hit the all button and all that kind of stuff, because we're going to have a lot of good interviews on this podcast.